Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more WWE 2k15 Universe Mode. My name is BrendenPlayz. We're here with this week's main event and Smackdown as we get very close to this upcoming Survivor Series pay-per-view. And of course, we have two big matches that's going to happen on this week's Smackdown as we get ready to determine who will be the #1 contender for the World Championship going forward. But first, this week's main event, we have the Ascension, our tag team champions over on Monday Night Raw. They're going to be taking on Cesaro and Tyson Kidd with Natalya joining them. Speaking of Natalya, she's going to double up tonight as she has a match against Nikki Bella, as we look to find out who's going to take on Paige at Survivor Series. We don't quite know yet. Bad News Barrett will face Dean Ambrose one-on-one, and Rob Van Dam, RVD versus Kane. And Kane, he's been doing pretty well for himself, so this should be a good one up there. So the Ascension, they don't get the win over Cesaro and Kidd. And of course, Cesaro and Kidd missed out on an opportunity to face New Day next week to be #1 contenders. So what could have been for Cesaro and Kidd there? I mean, they could have... If they had won the #1 contendership, they might be walking out tag champs, so they missed out. Nikki Bella comes away with a victory over Natalya. That's probably an upset in my opinion. I thought definitely Natalya's been on a bit of a roll. Dean Ambrose continues his good momentum. The Intercontinental Champion Ambrose picking up the win over Barrett. And RVD gets a victory over Kane as well, just before his big Survivor Series clash. And we're going to talk about that one in a moment. And there's been a bit of a change there as per your request. So on this week's Smackdown, we have the Usos, our tag team champions over on Smackdown. We come up against Bo Dallas and Adam Rose. And you guys have been leaving in some really good names for that team. I'm going to go ahead and look at some of the names and pick a name, finally, for Rose and Dallas. Brie Bella, the other Bella twin, will be in action. Will be taking on our champion, Paige. Six-man tag team action as we have the White family coming up against John Cena and Batista, two men who are eliminated from that world title tournament. And Dean Ambrose is in action again. Speaking of the World Championship Tournament, the #1 Contendership Tournament for the World Heavyweight Championship continues as CM Punk versus The Big Show occurs in a semi-final match. And, of course, CM Punk defeated Batista, and Big Show pretty much killed Rey Mysterio. Emma will be in action. She'll be taking on Nikki Bella, who just defeated Natalya. So this will be interesting to see how that one goes. Brock Lesnar versus Rusev in our other semi-final match. Rusev did the unthinkable and beat John Cena last week. I don't know how he did it, but he's in action again. This time he's coming up against the Beast. Will his luck happen twice in a row? I don't know. The Usos, they get the victory though. Brie Bella gets another win, and she defeats Paige. Maybe we'll have a Bella versus Bella match. I mean, geez, that'll be interesting. Six-man tag team action. John Cena, Batista, and Ambrose come away with the win. And Emma versus Nikki Bella. It is Nikki Bella walking away with another win. Okay, well, there you go. Who is going to be the rightful #1 contender? I mean, Brie, Nikki, Natalya, Emma. I mean, Natalya, Emma both losing. Brie and Nikki both winning. Brie versus Nikki next week on Raw. Maybe, I don't know. I think it could happen. But definitely at the moment, we have to focus on the match at hand, and that is for the World Heavyweight Championship opportunity later on. CM Punk versus The Big Show. The winner of this one will go on to face the winner of Brock Lesnar versus Rusev afterwards. And this is going to be very interesting because we've seen The Big Show, and let's be honest, like I said earlier, he pretty much killed Rey Mysterio. He ended Rey Mysterio's career with such a brutal beatdown after the match and beating him in the match as well. The Big Show dominated Rey Mysterio, and now he could be looking to do the same this time to CM Punk. I don't know, man. I mean, if you're a CM Punk fan, you want Punk to win, but it's going to be very difficult for CM Punk to overcome the Giant. Two former world champions going at it in this match. Of course, The Big Show was the first ever World Heavyweight Champion here on Universe Mode. He held it for a couple of months. Had a pretty good reign, actually. One of the better ones here in Universe Mode history. Whereas CM Punk, he lost the championship at Extreme Rules at last year and has never won the world title back since. He's then been an Intercontinental Champion, but he's never won the big one here on SmackDown. So if he does win this tournament, it's a pretty good opportunity for him to go on to bigger and better things here on SmackDown. For the first time ever, we haven't really seen Punk live up to his potential. But in recent times, though, he has started to pick up some momentum. I mean, CM Punk went from really struggling, really not getting on the show, just not having a good time, but now he's stepping it up, getting some wins over some big names, beating Batista, beating a former ally of his, Batista, and he's been beating some good names. It's starting to pick up some steam, and perhaps the world title's in his sights. I mean, if he does win this this tournament, I think the champion, whether it's, you know, Chris Jericho at the time, is going to have a very, very difficult time overcoming CM Punk. So I think CM Punk at the moment, I would have to say he's the favorite for this match. Obviously, the odds-on favorite are not, but if you look at past record and past history, CM Punk would have to be the favorite. And, you know, you look at the other side of the spectrum, Lesnar versus Rusev. I mean, Lesnar, the best champion of all time in Universe mode. If it is a case of Punk versus Rusev, somehow, I'm not expecting it, but somehow Rusev wins, well, you'd have to say CM Punk, his experience will prevail, and he should be able to get the job done, right? So that's that. And I guess CM Punk, he's on a journey. He's on a journey to try and keep his career going. Many say that he's almost done. You know, he's had one little bit of moment of brilliance winning the Intercontinental Championship, holding it for a few months there, but he lost it to Bray Wyatt. He's been struggling ever since. He's getting a little bit of steam here and there, but people are just trying to say, look, maybe CM Punk is past it. Maybe CM Punk's best days are beyond him, because we've seen Punk go into these huge slumps here in Universe modes, and perhaps Punk's days as the former champion, the WWE champion, the best in the world, are now over, and now beyond him. Maybe he doesn't have that in him anymore. So I think CM Punk's got a lot of rethinking to do, but he's certainly doing pretty well here on SmackDown in recent times, so perhaps Punk might have a little bit more left in the tank at the moment, but he has to get through the Big Show. It's a close contest so far, as Big Show sent into the corner. Here comes Punk with a running knee, and now the vintage Bulldog there from CM Punk, and Big Show now in a little bit of trouble, and if Big Show cannot counter what is to come from CM Punk, and we know what is coming next, Big Show could be in some real trouble, and his days in this championship tournament could be numbered, as CM Punk now rolling the Big Show over. Of course, the final of the tournament will take place as a Survivor Series, so the winners of this one and the next one, so CM Punk and Big Show, the winner of this, and Brock Lesnar vs. Rusev, the winner of that, the final of the tournament will take place at Survivor Series. So next week on SmackDown, we will see a bit of a regular kind of schedule to it. Obviously, the big Survivor Series 3-on-3 matchup between Team Undertaker and Team Jericho is going to occur at Survivor Series, so we'll put a little bit more emphasis on that next week. If you guys are kind of going, oh, where's the rest of it? You know, we're just seeing the same kind of tournament over and over. You know, next week I'm going to do an extended edition of SmackDown, hopefully, and I want to try and add an extra match into it. I want to do three matches on next week's SmackDown to try and make up for all the tournaments and all the tournament matches. So just to kind of put a little bit more story focus on what we have kind of missed whilst we've been focusing on the tournament, I suppose, you know. So at the moment, Big Show's got CM Punk. Is he going to drill the knee into the kidneys of CM Punk? And before that, it really was CM Punk in control. Now it's a cover, and CM Punk will kick out at 2 as Big Show, oh, went for a big shot there. CM Punk countering, and now Big Show, oh, a spinning kick there. Big Show, he's had enough though. He's back to his feet. He's ready to go, as CM Punk does send him into the corner now. And now Punk looking to try and put a bit more damage to Big Show in the corner, but he's going to get countered as that foot is right in the throat of Punk, looking to choke him out, looking to finish the job. And Big Show's a bit of a man on a mission right now. I mean, when you think about the Big Show's career, been a tag team guy for a long time now. Been a tag team guy for pretty much the whole year in Universe mode, and he hasn't really had an opportunity to kind of branch out and show what he can do in singles career. Before, you know, we did see him as the world champion. He was a world champion for a long time, and after he couldn't get back into the title hunt, he moved on to being a tag team guy, and now back in the singles hunt. Perhaps the Big Show would like to be a world champion one more time as CM Punk sends him down. It's going to be difficult for the Big Show, there's no doubt about that, but, you know, obviously a good track record. He's been world champion before, and there's probably no reason why he can't do it again. And it's not as though he didn't have any success as a tag team guy either. He's a former tag team champion, as the running knee takes down the Big Show as well. 2, and no, Big Show kicks out. So very lucky there for the Big Show as he hangs on in this one. He's got to try and hold on for dear life, I suppose, at this point, because it is really all on the line. You know, this is a big match, probably the biggest match the Big Show has had thus far in his career, a singles career, for a good part of a year. As now the Big Show running power slam, down goes Punk, and you can see the damage that's done to his back there, and that's not going to help either. Just walking all over the top of CM Punk, and that weight of the Big Show. who's never seen a treadmill in his life, is not exactly going to be really pleasant, is it? As the Big Show, oh, he's got him up like he's a rag doll, just throwing him around. Big Show showing off at the moment, showing his power, so maybe he does do some arm days. At the moment, here's a cover though, 2, he kicks out. And CM Punk stays alive as the Big Show unable to put him away. And you'd have to say the Big Show might be getting a little frustrated here that CM Punk's still in this, and CM Punk is probably getting the better of him so far. You know, obviously huge size disadvantage. The Big Show, nice suplex there. Down goes CM Punk, but you can see the Big Show struggling a little bit. He's exerted a lot of energy. Has he got anything left in the tank to be able to put CM Punk away? Punk's probably going to get to his feet before the Big Show. No, he doesn't. Big Show just gets there, but Punk not too far away. And Big Show makes sure that the CM Punk does not get to his feet as he just kind of kicks him back down. Get the hell back down there, son. As Big Show now strikes away onto the skull of CM Punk. And now it's gone from CM Punk control to the Big Show. But the Big Show, has he got enough left in the tank? I mean, he's struggling. Oh, there's a spear. Well, there you go. Is that enough? That surely is going to be it. You don't have a 450-pound man spearing you and stay alive, but CM Punk does. He finds a way. But Big Show definitely in control, and it might just be the beginning of the end of CM Punk. And his tournament could be over very, very quickly. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, is that what we're going to see? Yes. Anaconda Vice. Anaconda Vice. Big Show taps out straight away. He's had enough. And just like that, Big Show goes from being in control. Big move by CM Punk. Caught the Big Show. And the Anaconda Vice, that's one way to put a giant down. Make him tap. And that's one way to beat him. And that's exactly what he did right here. Slammed him down. The power of Punk. An element that we don't normally see. But he had enough in the tank to get the Big Show down. Locked in the Anaconda Vice. Lights out. Game over. The fat lady hit the music. Start playing the song. It's all over. CM Punk progresses to the final of the tournament. And he will go on to Survivor Series to face the Beast Incarnate Brock Lesnar. Or the Russian super athlete Rusev. We're just about to find out who exactly it's going to be in a moment's time. But that's a big victory for CM Punk. A surprising one, I've got to say. But CM Punk in good form and continues it here on tonight's Smackdown as we get ready for this next one. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yes, we've seen this man in some big matches before. And this could be one of the biggest ones for Brock Lesnar in terms of his career at the moment. Never won the World Heavyweight Championship here on SmackDown, looking to finally make an impact as a singles career here on SmackDown. He's done it all on Monday Night Raw. Former WWE Champion, longest reigning WWE Champion in history. And he main evented WrestleMania, where he lost the championship and hasn't been able to reclaim a championship ever since. But this man, Rusev, he's championship-less as well. He's never won a title here in Universe Mode. He came close to winning the Intercontinental Championship at one point, but never did, and really doing nothing. But hey, he beat John Cena last week, and before that, it was starting to pick up a couple of victories. Rusev, to me, is a bolter. He's a guy that has been flying on the radar, and a couple of wins here and there. He could be a future champion here in Universe Mode. He could be a future star here on SmackDown. If he keeps doing what he's doing right now, there's no reason why Rusev can't be a major player here in the future. So Rusev definitely in good form at the moment. I mean, you can't beat John Cena and just be a nobody. You can't beat John Cena and be a scrub. You can't beat John Cena and be nothing. You know, you can beat John Cena. You're going to go on to bigger and better things. So the big thing now is, you know, Brock Lesnar. So that's going to be tough for Rusev. And I mean, if you can beat Brock Lesnar, not only has he beaten Brock freaking Lesnar, he's going to go into the final of this tournament. And hey, if Rusev wins the tournament, Rusev's going to go from a guy who was, you know, stuck in the mid-card doing absolutely nothing to getting a couple of victories, but really not doing all that much. Now he gets a win where it matters. He beats Brock Lesnar. He's going to be the final of the tournament. He wins the tournament. He could be the next World Heavyweight Champion just like that. That is exactly what a tournament like this can do for somebody like Rusev, who we haven't really seen all that much of. It's not as though Rusev hasn't been any good. He just hasn't had the opportunities to really show it. He hasn't had the opportunities to get week after week after week matchups. He's had a match, you know, here and there. You know, once every few weeks he'll get a match, and you know, if he doesn't win it, it'll be fewer and fewer matches. But if he starts to get some wins like we've seen him do, he's starting to get a few more matches and a few more matches. So Rusev's finally getting an opportunity to kind of string together some matches, get a bit of a run going on, and start to build some confidence and momentum, which I think is the big thing that Rusev has lacked. And, you know, when he did first burst onto the scene before WrestleMania, he had a good run. You know, he was winning matches. He had a pretty good streak going, and he did enough to get himself in the IC title opportunity. He didn't win, and I think that was the big thing that kind of really just derailed Rusev, just like that. Not winning that match, never really getting another opportunity since, I think really hurt Rusev. And now he's on a bit of a man on a mission, man on a vengeance, wants to try and prove to everyone that he does deserve to be here. And he's not just going to wait around, he's going to try and take it. And he took it to Cena last week, he beat Cena last week. And, I tell you what, Rusev, he was very impressive last week. I've got to admit, I was surprised. I was shocked that he got the win. And if he beats Brock Lesnar now, I'm going to be even more shocked. But Rusev kicking out at 1. And Brock Lesnar, he's beaten them all. Let's be real. He beat the whole Raw roster pretty much. And, he had to go to Smackdown because there was literally nothing for him to do on Raw. He beat everybody. And Lesnar, he's beaten the who's who. The only guy that really got the better of him was the champion, Randy Orton. And the man that did evidently beat him for the title and beat him again in the next matchup. And, Brock Lesnar really never got another opportunity to get himself a championship here in Universe Mode. I mean, he's had an opportunity at Night of Champions. He was in a triple threat match, but he didn't really, he was okay in that match, but, I don't think he really had the preparation that he needed to really build him into that. But a tournament like this, you win 3 huge matches, that's going to do a lot of confidence. I mean, whether the world title match takes place on the night or the week after Survivor Series, or whether it takes place at TLC, you're going to have some momentum heading in. I think momentum and confidence is the key ingredient to success here in Universe Mode. It's a key ingredient to everything in life. If you start to believe in yourself and you have the confidence that you can be the man, and you have the confidence and belief that you can, win matches, you're going to overcome the self-doubt in your mind and the doubt that, oh, maybe I can't, maybe I'm not good enough. All those things are going to be eliminated if you just start to believe in yourself. And I think someone like Rusev has started to do that. He started to realize, hey, I'm pretty damn good. And I think he's starting to really believe in himself, and that's why he beat John Cena last week. That's why we're now seeing Rusev in a new light. We're going, well, this guy's not all that great too. Okay, this guy's got the future. This guy's not too bad. And, we kind of saw a similar thing with Dean Ambrose. We saw Dean Ambrose struggle. Dean Ambrose never really impressed all that much as a singles career. But he started to get some wins, started to really make a statement, started to believe in himself, and now look at him. He's just beat Barrett, and he just won a tag match as well. Dean Ambrose is now the man here on SmackDown, definitely a future world champion. So someone like Rusev can certainly learn a thing or two from somebody like Dean Ambrose. I think maybe he's been watching. Maybe that's the guy that he's been getting some bit of inspiration of. And now Rusev's trying to following a similar path. There's a nice suplex there to Brock Lesnar as he goes down. Rusev trying to get in control of this one. And midway through this match, you would probably assume as Rusev picks up Lesnar and slams him down. That could be enough to get him the cover, but he can't quite get there quick enough. And he's wasted a few valuable seconds there and probably allowed Lesnar to kick out comfortably at 2. So that may have cost Rusev there, and that might be one of those rookie errors that he just did. Even though he might not have enough energy right there and then, he's got to try and dig deep and find the energy, get to the cover ASAP, because that 1 second difference, that couple second difference, oh wow, that was close. That was very close. The couple second difference could cost you a match. Could be the difference between being the next world champion or being the next scrub of Universe Mode. So Rusev now down on the mat. Rusev in a little bit of trouble now. Lesnar getting himself in control of this one. And now Rusev's got to keep fighting, got to keep digging deep here, keep trying to, work away on the beast. And there's really no easy way to beat Brock Lesnar, as we've seen. Obviously, his SmackDown run, not as dominant, not as amazing as he did on Raw. And that's, because Brock Lesnar no longer has been, protected as much as he was with the Authority. He's having to wrestle every week. And, you can't physically win every match every single week. So Lesnar has been exposed a little bit. He has had to, drop a couple matches here and there. Oh, nice big super kick there by Rusev. But Lesnar's still definitely the dominant beast that we know and love. The cover, 2. No, Lesnar kicks out at 2. Oh. There you go, that was very close. That was a beautiful super kick there by Rusev, right on point. And now Lesnar rolling out of harm's way. Rusev, can he keep going? Can he keep this up? Can he hit a big move on Lesnar? Can he put him away? Or will Brock Lesnar get back in it and pull a quick one on Rusev? And we all know, oh, wait a minute, I was going to say, we all know if he hits the F5, it's game over, and he might be looking to build up to it right now. The second powerbomb, here comes the third. Rusev's in some trouble. Now Lesnar going for the cover. Rusev very close to the ropes, so is that going to cost him? 2? No. Rusev kicks out normally, so he didn't quite touch the ropes, wasn't underneath the ropes, so he's safe, but wasn't enough to put him away anyways. And now Rusev, he needs to find a way to get out of this. Oh, getting a suplex like that is certainly not going to help Rusev. He could be in some trouble here. I think Lesnar's just about to put him away. And there's a mistake there by Lesnar because Rusev was able to get to the foot to the ropes and allow the count not to occur. And that could be one vital mistake there by Brock Lesnar. But he's certainly not showing any signs of it as he just tosses Rusev, who's for 300 plus pounds, by the way, just tossing him around the ring like he's nothing. And that just goes to the strength of Brock Lesnar right there. Lesnar waiting for Rusev, and now Rusev in a lot of trouble. Rusev, he's got to get up. Uh-oh, the counter, elbow to Lesnar, picks him up. We've seen this one. This is what he used to beat Cena last week. Slamming him down. Here it is, the cover. Is Lesnar going to get beat? Yes, he did. Oh my, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Rusev, 2 from 2. He just beat the biggest dog in the WWE. He just beat Brock Lesnar. Unbelievable. There it is. Tilt the world, slam, bang, down goes Lesnar. Rusev puts him away, and just like that, Rusev has gone from being nobody to his name is now on the map. He could be the next World Heavyweight Champion just like that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Universe Mode. If you did enjoy it, please do leave a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe to see more Universe Mode coming up real soon. Survivor Series not too far away. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any more episodes. And guys, make sure you leave a comment. I want to hear your thoughts. If we can get to 200 likes, I will upload the next episode. Guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.